here, okay? What do you want from us?
How much more do you want from me? And we're back.
Hello, girls. We're back.
And we're back. We're back.
And we're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cha-cha-cha. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Taylor.
And Toya.
This is the Heaux Bag. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite streaming platform and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at _Heaux Bag. That's _HEAUXBAG. Keep up with our shenanigans. Bye.
Bye. And we're back with part 2 of the BS.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? That needs to be the theme music for the rest of the year. And hopefully we're going to get it together.
Because you know what? 2020, 2021, and you know what? We just hoping that 2022 is going to be better, but we'll see.
I don't know. We got the Omarion out now, so the Omarion variant.
Yo, I love black people, how we just
took it and ran with it.
Rename things to whatever we feel like we're going to do this week. I can't believe I'm just this comfortable in here. Let me tell y'all something. It is comfortable on this side of the podium.
That's why that's my favorite side.
Golly,
y'all see I let her borrow it.
Oh, man. Whew. All right. So,
the reason why we made part 2 of what is going on is because there's been so much on Beyonce's internet that we wanted y'all to digest part 1, which was talking about the little boy with the kitchen set, poor thing. And now we're going to talk about Twitter world with Lil Duval's tweet. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we're also going to talk about it and post it on the page. So Lil Duval said, and I quote, "I don't care how hurt you are. Don't break up with a good man because he cheated with some random that you know he was just hitting." Then he went on and said, "Ask your dad or your brother. I bet they agree."
So, first of all, I agree. With one condition, keep that same energy. You knew I was a freak when you met me, so because you like to stick your stuff in other stuff, sometimes I like to stick my stuff on other stuff. Now, if you don't like it, guess what? I won't do it, but guess what? You can't do it either. So just pick one. Pick your poison. You cannot sit up here and ask women to suffer. And I'm going to go back to what we were talking about last week. You cannot ask women to sit up here and deal with your nonsense when we are equally as capable of providing the home. So we don't have to deal. Guess what? I had to deal with work stuff just like you do. I got to deal with life stuff. I got to deal with a little bit more because you don't like me when I get too chunky. So, you know, sometimes I can't eat the steak like you get to eat it. Cleophas. So sometimes I'm upset. And if you give me another reason to just leave, I'm going to be like, cool. But I don't say nothing because you know what? We're both trying. Now, you decide to let Summer Walker, Ari, and all them little girls suck on your little stuff. Guess what, baby? I got to go. I'm sorry. That's what it is. But I do think they used to do it back in he's correct. Ask your grandparents, ask your father. But at the same time, back in those days, men were the ones going out providing. So they had a little bit more of an upper hand because they had the financial stability to do so.
I think even moving on into this day and age, if I ask my grandfather or the older men in my family, there's a huge difference here when it comes to cheating because now, first of all, men have always been sloppy when it came to cheating. Now that we have social media, you're even more sloppy. So I think that now that we have social media, it's not like us just having a sneaky suspicion or saying, "Oh, I'm gonna use my womanly instinct." No, nigga, you're in 4K. I see you. You're right here. We got cameras. We have so many more things that our grandmothers, our grandfathers, hell, our fathers didn't have. That it ain't mathing no more. Like exactly what you said. It makes absolutely no sense for me to have a whole headache from coming home, working a 9 to 5, taking care of the kid, still going to work out, making myself look cute when you get to come home and throw on some fucking flip-flops that probably in some boxers that got a hole in them.
Lord.
And fucking barely a haircut or whatever you got going on, meaning you don't have to put in the same work that we do 9 times out of 10. And then you still get to go out and cheat. And we can't.
That don't make no damn sense. Let me tell you something. Being in a little relationship is all work.
It is.
And if you give me a reason to not, the unfortunate part about my life, I've been single and independent for so long. So it's not hard for me to just be like, all right, I'm gonna go back to that shit.
Same.
God dang it. You know what? Forget it. I'm sorry I cursed. But it's if you're giving me a reason to not want to put in the effort, I'm going. Same thing with men. Like I think at this big age, we've all known what it's like to have dealt with different types of people and been in different situations. So it's like, why are we putting ourselves through this nonsense? And you know what? Some people, it's not a big deal if their significant other sleeps around on them. I guess that goes to what is cheating to you, right? Like, what are the rules of a relationship? You define your own rules. But for me, you feel like you got to be willy-nilly in these streets. That's cool. I want to support you. I love Hoe is life. I absolutely live by that theory. It's just not going to be in my house. So, Lil Duval, get these these men shot up if you want to. And single, crying. That they gonna bring back that begging. What they said men don't beg like they used to back in the days. They gonna have them jukeboxes. Baby, come back. Cause I ain't dealing with that. And I know I'm not the only one. But then again, there are some women, as we see, you like, why are you dealing with this stuff? Like, baby girl. And some men too. Some men just, but that's neither here nor there.
I do think monogamy is outdated. And it's so funny how synonymous these two episodes are. Because last time we talked about our gender roles outdated. And I think, I don't know. I'm going to say, I feel two different types of ways about it. Now, when it comes to Lil Duval's tweet, I think, and I think I've said this on an episode before, men and women cheat for two different reasons. I think men primarily are tempted easier maybe than women are. Because I think at the end of the day, women, because of our upbringing, may think, okay, you know what? Because of how we're looked at as a woman. Oh, you're a hoe if you slept with more men, or, whatever the situation is. Not saying we agree with it. Yeah, I mean, not saying we agree with it or not, but it's still in the back. It's still in the back of our head at the end of the day. So I think that, I don't know. I think men cheat with their penis. I don't think they really cheat because they're like, oh man, this girl at home, she don't mean crap.
Well, I think what happens, when men have different levels of cheating. So one thing is if it's physical, they just thinking what they,
Right, that goes back into what is cheating, yeah.
Right, but then when they mentally start, oh, Toya, Taylor doesn't do this, you would be, this would be so much fun and we were meant to be together. And then y'all, that's the person you're sharing memes with more. And y'all got these inside jokes and y'all just looking forward to getting away. I was watching, Love Life. It's on HBO. And randomly, this man was married to this white woman he had been with her for 10 years. He meets this beautiful black woman and she says something like, oh, that makes sense. And he it fucked him up because he was like, am I not black enough because I'm married to a white woman? And so he starts texting her and he starts talking about oh, white people and yeah, she can't cook and da-da-da-da-da. And then she finds the messages and her heart is broken. And I get it because it's all these things you couldn't share with me over the last 10 years, you met this woman and that's who you're thinking about and this is who you want to confide in. And I think she knew, she was like, this is the epitome of cheating and I can't take you back after that because you clearly don't want me anymore.
I agree.
You want somebody else emotionally. So emotional cheating, I think women, that's why they always say, women are like, do you love her? And men say, did you suck his dick? Because it's two totally different types of cheating based on the person that's being cheated on. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I got a little deep.
No, that was but I'm glad you said that because I was literally going to say something into that effect of, I think when men cheat, they use their penis to cheat. So that's what I meant. A lot of men, they don't think with logic. They just think with, I'm in the right place, the right time, the right bitch. Boom, I'm going to do it.
And you know what? To that effect, I will say Lil Duval's tweet is accurate then because it's it's not really cheating. It's semi-cheating.
I agree.
You putting me at a little health risk right there. But it ain't I don't love her. I ain't bringing her home. I'm not trying to,
I ain't doing it. Now, okay, now when it comes to sex, Tristan, with your little nasty ass, girl. If we're together and you say that you love me so much and that girl meant nothing, but you putting my health at risk, you're putting our family at risk because you out here having multiple babies on me, that means I don't think it was just one woman. Now, anybody you ever slept with, I think you probably didn't use a condom. Now that is something else. Come on now, nigga.
I shouldn't be in a monogamous relationship and concerned about what my STD panel is going to come back looking like. That right there
Sharing.
And that goes again to contradict. That's why I have issues with Lil Duval's tweet, because if you're having sex with it's gonna sound stupid as hell. If you have sex with a condom, I feel like if you have sex without a condom, then you're letting that person know, like, oh, you know what? I'm okay if you get pregnant. I'm okay if, I trust you, da-da-da-da-da. And I trust that you're going to, or you kind of saying, fuck my wife. Like, whatever she got. She'll just do it. She'll take care of it. But then, so I don't know. Just don't do it. It's too much.
Well, and okay, so then again, my thing is kind of like what you were saying, what we were talking about a little earlier, and your person was like, well, yeah, I agree with Lil Duval's tweet, but in the same sense, if you go and do something, hell nah, because that's mine. Like, men are possessive when it comes to you going out there, which I think is just a pride thing. I don't even think because in all honesty, I can go out and cheat tomorrow and a nigga would never know. You wouldn't know. And a lot of men are so childish when it comes to how a vagina works. They really think
it stretches out like a fucking rubber band and it doesn't go back.
And then still, with the same breath, will say, how many men you ever slept with?
3.
Shouldn't you be able to tell, Inspector Gadget? Shouldn't you be able to tell, OBGYN? No, because you're an idiot. You didn't pay attention.
And let me just go ahead and speak on this, too. Some women have the inner labia shit that hangs, and some women don't. It's a very natural thing. So to see a woman, like, I hate the internet how it tells a woman, oh, it looked like a sloppy salami sandwich. She done had like 35 niggas. She probably had one and he probably had a really big penis and it might have pulled it out a little bit, or she might have had none. Like, it doesn't go based off how many niggas you done fucked with y'all slow asses. Gosh, this has got a lot of cursing here. Y'all just make me so mad sometimes. And I can't even control myself.
And you know what? What is going on, it really just goes back to this day and age. Men are embarrassing. A man will go out of his way to embarrass the hell out of you when it don't even be like that. And I said this in another episode too. I said,
I don't know.
I think there's conditions to cheating. Somebody else said that too, and I think that will go back to what Lil Duval said. If you know you have a good man that is in a space of, let's say, treats you well emotionally. I'm talking about he checks all the boxes. He makes sure that he loves you. He's emotionally intelligent. Never hit you. Never raised his voice at you. You got kids. He's accepting of your family. He's just the perfect man. But he lacks one thing, and it may be going out and cheating once in a while. Is that the breaking point?
For some people, I don't think so, because I know hella people that just take their man back. And I think they know that there are things bigger, goals bigger than these minor moments of weakness. Like, and I think they're just temporary things. Again, like I said last episode, don't say what you would or wouldn't do until you've been in that situation.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. But I kind of wanted to touch on, gosh, this is such a great episode. So this man had posted on Spiritual World. He was like, I was married for 5 years, perfect woman, but I decided to get a divorce because she didn't do it for me. I wanted more. And I think people are like, oh, you don't know what love is. You're never going to find nothing better. And I think he did her a justice. I think that was his way of saying he loved her, saying, you know what? Because I know people now that they're getting divorced in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and it's because, oh, I'm bored. And I don't think it's that they're looking for anything else. I think they genuinely don't want to be with this person every single day when they wake up. And I think you do a disservice to that person when you just are sitting there and like making them feel like, I don't like you. Oh my gosh, you disgust me the way you chew. Like, I think that's doing more of a disservice. So like, I did you see that? So the man, I'm sorry.
No,
I wanted to comment on it because women specifically were like, oh, like you just want a woman that's going to cheat on you and be toxic. And he was like, no, she just doesn't fulfill me. Like I'm here and I'm just going through the motion, but I'm not.
People grow apart.
And I think that's okay. And I felt like people just, when somebody doesn't love you, they treat you bad and they make you sit through that stuff. They cheat on you and they ask you to stay and then they keep cheating on you emotionally, physically, and when they love you, I think they let you go. And I agree. I think that monogamy in this sense is outdated because if he was allowed to have multiple wives, not saying y'all gonna just hate me today.
Well, hold on. Before we get into that part, I will say this because one of my questions was, is monogamy outdated? So then if we're going to talk about the poly world, there is polyandry versus polygamy. Because a lot of people just throw poly out there and not know that there's multiple parts of being poly life. So it exists in two main forms. Polygamy, where one man is married to several women, and then polyandry, where one woman is married to several men.
I like that.
I think there's another part of polygamy too. You got group marriage. You have, I don't know. Once again, it just goes all back to what you believe in and you know, all of that. I know that there's married couples, quite a few of them actually, that agree on bringing a woman in. And generally the woman picks the one to come in, and then that's kind of like their sexual, she fulfills maybe their sexual fantasies. So it keeps spicing up the marriage and they don't get bored, which is not a new thing. They just, I think, put a name on it and it's coming out more because people been swinging. People been doing this for a long time.
That's swinging. I think when they speak about actual marriage, like, because I was watching the multiple sister wives or whatever, these women, the men that marry these women keep the women separate. So like they don't ever have sex with each other. It's like the man has to provide for both households. He splits his time equally amongst all his wives. And it's not a sexual thing. It's to them, it's like their spiritual beliefs.
Right. That's the poly life. Mm-hmm. What I was talking about was just on.
Oh yeah, swinging.
If a marriage has, you know, somebody that they bring in, I don't know. The older I get, my opinions always change.
And that's a beautiful thing. That's growth. That's maturity. That's you opening your mind or narrowing in on a belief that you have. So I think it's a beautiful thing.
I'm open to it probably until I get there, and then I'll be like, hell no. Honestly, oh, you've been one to have sex with this hoe, huh?
Honestly,
I don't know how I feel until I get in that situation.
Right now, you know, I'm in the infatuation stage of my relationship. But maybe I feel like I would get annoyed with that nigga later on and be like, bro, ain't you got some other shit that like another family to go take care of? Like,
oh my God.
This is just me talking out my ass.
This is a lot right now.
But I think I think, you know, for some people that works. And like, I know if I said I'm only going to get married once, and if it fails, I'm not going to try to hop back on that horse again and be like, oh, I got to find I'm going to be out here like polyandry. Like I'm going to, and you know, a lot of men won't commit to a woman being married to multiple people, but they're open with the idea of you dating multiple people as long as, you know, so whatever floats your boat. Like, but I think monogamy is you should try it. And I think I enjoy, you know, I'm gonna shut up before I get put out.
Well, nah. So you said something that a lady had a video or something, and she was talking about broke men and polygamy, and
so she said that, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously. She said monogamy, it was made for so she started out in nature. Female species always pick the male mate. But as humans, males choose the females, and women will, you know, say yes or no based on how much money he has. So then they throw religion in there, which brings up monogamy, and monogamy is to level the playing field for broke niggas so that women will stick with them. Because if they had the choice to, if I don't know, Drake was like, oh, I got 15 spots for you bitches, everybody would sign up and try to get to that spot where, and it, you know, it's just not legal. And it's
you brought up a very good topic that makes a lot of sense. A lot of women are all saying, I could only be with one man until they get into that spot. Like you just said. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if Drake was to open up his book,
sign me the fuck up. I get to live, so you're okay, and I ain't gotta see this nigga every day.
You're okay with sharing as long as it's beneficial to you. But if it's not beneficial to you, then you only want one man.
Oh, you asked me personally?
No.
Oh.
Like, that's what it's sounding like a lot of women would say if they were put in that situation.
Absolutely. You know, people like to say they have morals and ideas and stuff like that until these situations are presented. And then you see people, how many people we done seen do cocaine? And they would never in public. And it's not even, this is not no shade to anybody. What I'm saying is people flop when the opportunity comes to them. Absolutely. And you just sit there and go, Okay, like that's when I feel like people who are more exposed to stuff start saying that ain't my business, because it's really not your business, because you see so much shit going on. And I think once a woman is presented with the option of choosing the man that she met at church, because that was what it was, versus choosing the man that's gonna give her Beyonce's lifestyle, I think, she'll go, I'll try it. I'll risk it all, it's because not many people are afforded that opportunity. So do I think monogamy is outdated? I think monogamy is an option.
That was a good way to do it.
So what works for some people or whatever, these are my personal thoughts. This is not law to anybody. Y'all can attack
somebody gonna find a way to get on here and attack us like you always do. But if it ain't fact, you can't go back and forth with me about it, because it's my opinion.
It is.
And yours does not trump neither one of ours.
Absolutely. Or you could have your own podcast and we'll tune in sometimes. Whatever. But I don't know. So what do you think about polygamy versus, like, I guess you said if you were in that situation, sorry, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Well,
Taylor likes to talk with her hands. So sometimes I got to remind her.
I mean.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring that up, because we were talking about monogamy being outdated, and a lot of us were brought up by our grandmothers and grandma theory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure all of y'all heard the song After the Pain by Betty Wright. One of the lyrics, and I'm going to say it exactly what she said. One thing time has taught me, having a piece of a man is better than having no man at all. So I'm going to just take what I got and work with it. You understand what I mean? And don't you remember thinking back just a few years when people used to try to help you stay together? They find out you're on the verge of breaking up. They used to cook up a little food and throw a little party and whisper things in your ear like, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man and he's doing the best he can. So are men, do men get the bare minimum of thought when it comes to cheating? You get what I'm saying? Like, he's just a man. He's doing the best he can. So where's that bar at for men? In hell? Are we standing in hell looking down at the bar and there's men? Because I'm not
pretty
understanding.
Low. It's absolutely low. Like, men are just, he's just a man. Like you said, there is no bar. That's why when men do basic shit like, he opens up doors, he compliments me, and it's like he's doing what or he'd be like, he takes care of his. That's your job. It's your job to take care of your own kids. Ain't nobody asked these niggas to be here. That is your job. You don't get an award. You don't get an applause for doing what you're supposed to do.
You're an adult.
But again, the bar is so low.
He's so what's the word for it when you do stuff in the home? I can't think of the word for it. No, not chivalrous. I can't think of the word for it.
Handy.
Oh, girl, you never believe he know how to cook, wash his clothes. He know how to fold clothes and dust. Well, he's a damn adult, and he's 47. I will hope he knew how to start a washing machine. I will hope he knew how to boil water. Woo! But that kind of brings us back on the last episode we had with gender roles. Yep. Men, I think, are taught and babied so much that how can you say that somebody is the prize? And I'm only talking to a select few of y'all that feel like you're the prize, when you also will hold that same hands concept and say, well, I'm just a man. It's just my penis. It's just a little cheating. That doesn't make any sense.
I was just getting a little head. So when you catch me, keep that same energy.
But then women are supposed to be way up here. But then we still get the bare minimum when it comes to a man treating you so chivalrous by opening your door. What?
I don't understand. That's like they want virgins, but they want...
You want a virgin freak that know how to cook.
And they want the one that got the Guac 3000 double hand twisted.
But
how
only
did you
has
learn
two
that?
Sex partners.
No, had no sex partners. Just woke up and knew how to swallow this getting a little explicit, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's not stuff you just wake up and learn how to do.
Please, y'all, listen closely to what Taylor is saying, because she's trying to make it make sense for y'all.
I'm trying to make it make sense for myself. What do you want from us?
You want a virgin that has Guac 3000 that's only never had any sexual partners.
And then y'all want this with this. Like, it don't make sense.
And for y'all that aren't watching the YouTube, she rubbed her hands together around the mic and said, you want this, and then put up the smallest little amount of space between her two fingers.
That's okay. It's gonna be on Instagram because I'm gonna have to post this one.
I think we all need to just take a seat and listen to Bob Marley's What's Going On in Kumbaya form.
Please help us figure, because the math ain't mathin'. I don't know. So,
and especially for the men that believe, well, at the end of the day, our body, if a woman think that she gonna out-hoe a man, then the joke's on you and blah, 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 blah. And you know what, Lil Duval? You said for us to ask our brothers and ask the men of our family. They will agree with that, because they want to keep pushing that narrative, for one. And for two, something else they're also going to say is they would not be the man that they are today had it not been either their mother, their grandmother, their sister, their fiance, their girlfriend, their ex. Some woman has still added value to any man's life. So,
and I wanted to kind of touch on something what you just said just a second ago. And it brought me to this quote. Women fuck who they want. Men fuck who they can. Men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. Women have a lot of sexual partners, and you would never know because we've always been taught to keep it discreet. Like nowadays, the whole, oh, I'm a hoe, da, da, da. I don't care. Megan could say she did all this. You don't know 5 niggas she done fucked.
Exactly.
You can't say it, but y'all want to say she really could have been doing it with one person, or she could have done with 100 people, and you will never know. But
and
y'all
said it. What'd he say?
Woman up by 3. Yeah. I mean, but we have been getting away with it because y'all think. I feel
y'all
like
shun it.
I think y'all think we stupid. Men think so little of women that it's easier for us to just go out, have sex real quick, and go on about our business. When y'all out here fucking and can't fuck, y'all out here having sex, can't have sex. That they've had a couple partners because don't nobody want to open their legs to them.
Well, even if they do, the crazy part about it is who outnumbers men outnumber women or women outnumber men?
As far as sexual partners?
Period.
Oh, women outnumber men.
So if you've had a plethora of people you're having sex with, you got to be having sex with somebody. So if you have all these women under your belt and you expect women to have 2, does that make any sense? Because we got to have sex with y'all in order for the sex to be happening.
And they know women traditionally, a lot of men have run past women who have high sex drives. Do you think when you were out fucking somebody else that she not fucking somebody else? And this is not saying that everybody cheats. I'm just saying y'all have these low expectations of women, and it's just sad because like we out here really living our best lives,
and they'll never know. So Lil Duval also said, women share men more than we share women, but somehow we the ones doing the most cheating. Once again, that made no sense. Women share men more than they share women, but somehow we the ones doing the most cheating. That made 0 sense. Once again,
it didn't.
I get what he's saying, but it still don't make the grand picture don't make sense.
Yeah,
because I've had a lot of married men want to have sex with me. I've had a lot of men in relationships want to have sex with me. I declined. However, let the roles been reversed and me be in a relationship and me be married and me approach those men. Do you really think they're going to say no?
Nah.
No. So ultimately, it's still sharing. We're all sharing each other at the end of the day if we're not being monogamous and being truthful about being monogamous.
Somebody said, let me read the thing because y'all over here attacking Will and Jada, but Will and Jada got the realest fucking relationship out here.
Because they're honest and open. And people can't accept that.
They said, the gag is Will and Jada's love, quote unquote marriage, is one of the most outright honest and real relationships you will ever see. This is the type of transparency and accountability most couples will never achieve because you're so busy pretending to be everything other than who you are truly meant to be. Toxic faux perfection is the death of one's individual growth and the God-given gift of truly living and learning your life's journey through the art of self-discovery. I think I took from the first part of that. The whole rest part I kind of just tuned out. But it's true. I think, they both are authentic with each other and they have these conversations. So if they do sleep with other people, they can still come back to their main goal of like, we're friends, we have a family, we have these goals, we want to grow old and die together. These people are temporary. And I think people get so caught up in the bullshit, but I think that comes with age and wisdom too.
Absolutely.
After living. When I'm 20, I'm not dealing with that shit.
That's why I said the older I get, the more I start to understand. And it's none of my business. It's none of what works for you may not work for me, and what works for me may not work for you. But ultimately, it's none of our business. None of our business at all.
I agree. But so So people were upset. They're like, Will and Jada shouldn't be putting all this stuff out there.
Who cares?
But my thing is, I feel like it needs to, unfortunately, I hate that it's them coming out, but I think it's needed to see because all these relationships that made it back in the day, you think they were flawless?
Oh, absolutely not.
You just didn't know their business.
That's why grandma, you know.
Uncle Ben that don't nobody go, why Uncle Ben don't come to Christmas? Because he ain't supposed to be here.
Exactly. He can't come within 300 feet of grandma's house. But you didn't know. Because your uncle is really your daddy. But you didn't find out until Ancestry.com came along, and now the families broke up.
What was that thing on Spiritual World? Them two best friends and did you see it? It was two best friends. They were like 2 years apart, and like everybody always thought they were like twin sisters. And so the dad, so say it's me and you, like my dad was always like, "Oh, who's your mama? Your mama's Toya." Oh, okay. The dad knew that he had fucked her mama. But the mom ended up dying before they found out. So like the mom took it to the grave that her real daddy was her best friend's daddy. It was just some crap. But these conversations need to be had, okay?
And Will and Jada, and it's not like nobody really like in our regular lives know them personally, but from what I do see, what they portray is the same honesty and transparency that they have in their relationship. Mm-hmm. Look at how their kids are learning from that. Their kids are probably going to have great relationships because of what they're being, the example that's right in front of them.
Absolutely.
So if you have all of these, which is unfortunate because once again, all across the Black nation, we have what happens in this house stays in this house. And then now you have all these secrets going through. Nobody knows what's really going on, but we know what's really going on because when I was a kid, I used to put 2 and 2 together. It's not that hard.
You know what? I can't put my family business out there, but I feel like I done put some daddies next to some people, and I'm like, this would make more sense.
You know?
But don't nobody want to talk about it. I said, Dad, do you think such and such and such and such daddy? He's like, that ain't our business. It is our business.
Because he knew. It wasn't your business. He knew.
It's our business. I want to know. Like, we don't look alike that much. Like, I want to know.
Exactly.
But that was messy. I'm sorry. But yeah, so I think these conversations need to be had. And I think if we could actually get to these people, we'll stop having these stupid ass monogamy versus polygamy conversations. Gender role conversations.
Split the bill conversations.
What is cheating? Like, like if we were actually you could define cheating for yourself in your own relationship.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be sitting here going off of me and, Toya's advice or
La Duval's advice or Twitter LLC's advice.
Golly, like, yeah, y'all would be able to think for yourselves and if you had the whole rounded truth, things wouldn't be so... The math would math more. You'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
And
I'm not supposed to get that mad.
Women are not stupid. Whenever I see a woman that'll be like, oh, I'm finna tell your wife, if you a damn idiot if you think this woman wasn't married to her man 15 years and not know who the fuck she's married to.
Oh, absolutely.
A woman knows who she's married to, but you don't know what bond they have between each other. She probably told him, you better not go out there and embarrass me.
Mm-hmm. I will say this, and this is going to be my whole tip because I know we're wrapping up. My homegirl told me, don't ever put a wife in a situation to where she has to address the elephant in the room because she knows what the fuck is going on. She ain't stupid. She knows her nigga. So y'all want to go and run and tell that? I mean, beware. Just also beware that she gonna react however she's entitled to act.
Absolutely. Ooh,
was that on? It was just a. Was that a whole tip relevant to this?
They probably didn't hear what you said because her mic was all the way over here somewhere. Anywho, no, that was a good tip though. I mean, shit, at the end of the day, you telling somebody's wife really ain't gonna prove nothing. They know they man.
And she gonna stay with him.
My whole tip is going to be, I don't know, live in your truth. If what you believe is what you believe, and I feel like I say this all the time, stand 10 toes down in what you believe in. Can't nobody knock your relationship or what you believe in or what you do because their shit don't stink. Like, everybody's shit stinks. Just because you put a nice little blanket on top don't not make it shit. So,
I got one more to add.
Go ahead.
So if we gonna cheat, right? Like, if you and your wife are swingers, fuck around with other swingers. Don't be fucking around with somebody who's like caught up in morals and shit and is gonna sit up there and try to cause drama because she's falling in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a man if me and my husband got this, this agreement, he can go fuck. Like, don't be coming out and fucking a bitch that's gonna come back and tell me.
Oh, well, then that's not swinging. That's just coming to terms with you and your husband saying you can go cheat. Swinging is when you literally are bringing somebody in, so you guys both know. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just still cheating.
If you're letting him cheat, at least tell him to cheat with somebody like-minded. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be fucking these stupid bitches. Y'all stop fucking stupid people. Period. Like.
Don't fuck each other. Stupid need to go fuck stupid.
Nah,
because they gonna make stupid kids.
Because we're gonna have Summer Walkers out here. No, child. That's a whole. I'm sorry, Summer Walker.
We're just gonna sing Kumbaya. And on that note,
bye.